In just over 3 months' time, the 7th edition of the IRB Rugby World Cup kicks off in New Zealand. The tournament features 20 of the world's top rugby union playing nations, all vying to lift the prestigious Webb Ellis Cup. Historically, wingers have been the ones to shine on the sport's biggest international stage. In 1991, David Campese played arguably the best rugby of his career as he helped Australia to their first World Cup triumph. 4 years later, New Zealand's Jonah Lomu bulldozed his way into the sporting world's consciousness as he ran in 4 tries against England. And in 2007, Brian Habana equalled the tournament record of 8 tries as he helped South Africa lift the trophy for a second time. Recently, Transworld Sport travelled to Northampton in central England to get the lowdown on another winger hoping to use the World Cup stage to consummate his status as one of the world's best wide men.
He's one of the most dynamic, exciting players that we've got in England at the moment. I think he could really make a difference.
He's got very good vision, very good insight into the game, and he reads it very well, and I think that is his strength.
He is a legend here. He just, as soon as he gets the ball, it's just the most exciting thing.
Chris Ashton is one of England's most exciting players. A cross-code convert, having started his career in rugby league, the winger is a try-scoring machine. In 97 appearances for club side Northampton Saints, the 24-year-old has run in 86 tries. He's also scored 9 in 12 appearances for England.
It's not something I've ever concentrated on, scoring tries. It's just the more and more lately that keeps getting mentioned and mentioned, that it's something that you do start to realise. But I think part of it is the instinct from rugby league and knowing where to be in the right time and just following the ball. And another part, a massive part of it, is wanting to score tries and wanting to be on the end of every chance that might come your way. I just enjoy scoring tries, and the feeling of scoring tries is what I want to feel.
Born and raised in Wigan in the north of the country, Chris was first introduced to the sport by his father, who played union. However, it was for the Wigan Warriors, the local league side, that he first came to prominence. Ashton made his debut aged just 18 and carved out a reputation as an electric runner and predatory finisher with a gift for sensing an opening. In 3 seasons for the Warriors, he scored 30 tries in 52 games. Then, in 2007, he decided to switch codes.
I took a chance, mate, I think. I just thought it was an opportunity for me. I was 19 years old and I'd been in Wigan, not all my life, because I was only 19, so don't get me wrong, I hadn't done everything, but it was a chance for me to move from home and go and take up a new career in rugby union. And there was always, if it did go wrong, there was always that I had time to come back and play rugby league still.
Chris initially struggled with the game after his move. Despite scoring on his debut for Northampton with his first touch of the ball, he was unable to get to grips with the subtleties of union. By his second season with the Saints, he was mainly a substitute, and a return to league looked on the cards.
It wasn't all straightforward. I'd like to think it was, and I thought it was going to be that when I did come over, but from where we were in Division 1, we had a really good team, so we did well, and then in the second year I started to struggle. Struggle because we came back into the Premiership and I hadn't learned, and I thought I had, and it was a stumbling block for me, and it sometimes makes you learn quicker when you're not in the team and you're watching rugby. So I'm thankful now that did happen, because it makes you a better person for going through those experiences, and I'm still learning now, and hopefully I can gain some more experience.
Despite those early growing pains, Ashton stuck with Union, and his impact has been staggering. In the 3 years since Northampton returned to the Premiership, the 24-year-old has helped them to back-to-back semi-final appearances, and in the process has been nominated for the Player of the Year award twice. The winger's 12 tries this season also helped the English side to their first Heineken Cup final in 11 years. His skills have also transferred to the international arena, where he's been a star for England. Ben Foden is one of Chris's teammates at both club and national level.
He's brought something new to the game. Obviously, by playing rugby league, he sort of brought things from that over into his union game, but it took him a while to sort of learn what things worked and what didn't. If you look at his tracking lines, he's always hungry for the ball. When everyone ever makes a break, it always seems to be him on the outside, so his work rate is second to none.
Having made his debut for England during the 2010 Six Nations, Chris underlined his potential against Australia at Twickenham last November with an 80-metre end-to-end try. His spectacular effort was named Try of the Year by his fellow professionals.
It's something that you dream of as a young boy, isn't it? And it's something that I wanted to do ever being a young lad. You think you'll be in front of 80,000 people and you'll score a full-length try against Australia and win the game. And it's just one of those surreal moments that happened to me. And I had the pleasure of being in a good team that day and winning the game. And the feeling when you score those kind of tries is, I could have ran out of that stand and kept running.
This year, England claimed their first Six Nations title in 8 years, with Ashton again one of the team's standout performers. The 24-year-old equalled the record for the most tries scored in a championship, and in arguably his best performance for England, Chris became the first man to score 4 tries in a Six Nations match in the game against Italy.
I mean, I've only played 12 games, so I'm not too far in yet, but I hope they get better, but I'm sure it's going to be hard to beat. I mean, we played extremely well on that day, and we scored a lot of tries. I was just fortunate enough to be on the end of some of those tries. I don't see why I can't get 5 next time.
With the season now over, Chris is currently undergoing knee surgery, but is expected to recover in time for England's World Cup training camp in August. The prestigious tournament in New Zealand will mark the next big challenge in Ashton's career. In all the previous editions of the competition, a winger has topped the World Cup's try-scoring log.
He does love to score tries. He just puts himself in the situation where he has to score tries. He did well in the Six Nations. Obviously scored 4 in one game, which put him in good stead, and he sort of dropped off a little bit. But I know in the World Cup that he's definitely going to score tries. It's something that he's notorious for. So hopefully I'll be able to create a bit of space for him and put him in for a few as well. So part of it will be my fault if he doesn't score any tries.
Winners in 2003, England have an impressive record at the World Cup. Having made such a stunning start to his international career, fans' expectation levels are high that Chris can lead them to a 3rd consecutive final. Understandably, he's quick to downplay his role in the team's success, but the reality is England have yet to lose a game in which Chris Ashton has scored. A great omen to take into any major competition.
I'm sure it's going to be intense and I'm sure it's going to be very intimidating, but that's why we started off playing and that's the kind of positions you want to be in. Personally, I can't wait. I hope that situation does come round and I'm looking forward to it from now on in.
Chris Ashton may not yet be the finished article, but if the extraordinary progress he's made since switching to rugby union continues, he just may be one of the stars of this year's World Cup and the key to England's hopes of regaining the Webb Ellis Cup.